Alright, first of all, who is this guy? I'm pretty sure he's on every single dev blog post. Maybe it's saying, like, sign in, but maybe it's trying to tell me that's me. I don't know. So, I saw on Reddit, like, maybe an hour ago that there was a dev blog post, and I just rushed home to talk about this really quick because if you guys do PvP in any sense, then you will definitely know that PvP has needed an update for a long time. Now, I know a lot of people don't actually like the PK, or maybe not a lot, maybe just some, but I know there's a decent amount of people that don't like the PK on RuneScape. But for me, RuneScape has always been about PKing. Even if I haven't PK'd in like a couple of weeks or months or whatever, I haven't even done any regular PKing in a long time, I still love the fact that the option is there. But obviously I don't do it all the time because it gets a little stale. So every now and then, I think that there needs to be some revitalizations to PvP and some updates to keep it fresh. And it took a very long time, but they finally got around to it because obviously they've been busy with many other things. So they finally got around to actually addressing all of this in the dev blog. So I read it through once or twice, and I am going to just read it through again and just kind of sum it up in a, I guess, a quick fashion. Because, I mean, if you really want, you guys can read the dev blog yourself. You can just go to the old school website, but I'm just here to talk about it really quickly. So the first point that they address is a huge thing: untradeable items in PvP. And why is that a huge thing? Because Void right now is so overused and it brings no risk. So if you go into PvP worlds or you go into BH, Bounty Hunter World 18, and you try to find a target, chances are, I mean, unless you're max, chances are that you've run into someone that has full Void or, you know, Torso, Defender, Fire Cape, all of that stuff. And it just isn't really fair because they get to use these things, but there isn't anything that you get out of it. They just go and loot their items and they have more strength than you and they're more overpowered than you, and they don't even risk anything. They risk a lot less than you for all of this better gear. So the proposed change with this is that when you die, let's say you have Void and you die in the wild, or maybe PvP, or no, yeah, PvP. Good. So I'm assuming this means PvP worlds, obviously, but maybe not. I mean, hopefully. I haven't fully read the details, so it could be like right here, and I'm just not reading it because I'm being a little thick about this. But it proposes that when you die with these things, you go and loot them back, but they're in a broken form. So let's say the full Void set is 100k to repair. You go and get the broken Void, and it costs 100k to go to Purdue and repair it. So you repair that Void, you pay 100k, and when it gets lost again, the person who killed you, or obviously if it gets lost the first time, the person that killed you will get 75% of that. So 25% will go out of the game, so that would be 25k out of the 100k that the Void would supposedly be. And the person that PKs you gets that 75k. Now obviously this applies to Void, the Torso, the Fighter Hat, the Fire Cape, Defenders, and Castle Wars rewards. So things like Halos and everything. So this next one, like, there's a bunch of little things I'm not really going to cover in great detail. I just think that's like cool little revitalization. So the Golden Glory, when charging your glories in the Fountain of Ruin in the Wilderness, which is right now, it's a pretty decent money making method. It's at least like 500k an hour, I believe. When doing that, though, there's going to be a 1 in 25k chance of receiving a Golden Glory, which a Golden Glory is going to be tradable, and it's unlimited teleports anywhere, and that is pretty big because that's going to be a pretty sought after item. Like, I'm not sure how much it's going to be, but I can see that being like at least 1 mil or something. It might even be more, it might be less. I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty decent. The next little update that they want to do is add the chance of getting Elder Chaos Druid robes, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It'd be 40 magic to equip, but 1 defense, so it would be for peers. So I think that would be a pretty decent idea. It would bring another armor slot in for peers. But I mean, you know, fuck peers. We don't like them. We hate them. So the next option is the skip target option. In BH, right now, you have to just sit there and wait like 2 minutes if you don't want to fight a target, or you have to log out, do whatever. I think it's a nice little update to it. Don't be confused with this, because this is a different question than this question down here, but Bounty Hunter Skull is based on GE value. So let's say right now someone goes out into the wilderness with a Robin Hood hat or Ranger boots. It says that they have a low risk because their high alch value is only something like, what, like 5k? Except the GE value is like, what, 1 mil to 25 mil or whatever it is. It would just display properly. I mean, that should just pass. I mean, that should just be a thing. dropping items within the wilderness. So a lot of people like to one item, and then when they're about to die, if they're about to get smited, or they don't have a protect item on that world or whatever, they just drop their item and then they just teleport back and loot it. So this would make it so as soon as they drop their item, it will just appear to anyone, and that'd be really risky for them to do. So I mean, obviously maybe that could be abused to a certain extent, but it's probably not going to happen. So that would be really cool to see pass. Lava Dragon Bones, Prayer Experience, all that would be is just a little bit more experience when going to Lava Dragon Isle. So that'd be pretty sweet. Now this, items kept on death. So items kept on death currently is based on high alch value, whereas it would then be, if this passed, it would be based on GE value, which I don't really like this, but I mean, I don't really care one way or the other. I mean, I don't really feel too strongly about it as I did back in the day, but I just would remember if you see Ranger boots on someone and you PK them, you know you're going to get those Ranger boots unless they're doing some like little trick or whatever, like they only have 4 items and there's a protecting item. But you knew that you were going to get those Ranger boots when you saw them. Now, people can just bring a best in slot like Primordial boots and they would not be risking them, which, I mean, I guess that would be kind of cool to be able to use those without risking them. But at the same time, I'd like to get that PK. So, I mean, that's just a matter of personal opinion, I suppose. And now the rest of this is just talking about player-owned houses. Although there is a little bit of PvP in here somewhere. I think for like the fairy ring or something. I forget what it is. I don't know. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video. I just thought it was pretty interesting. What do you guys think? I mean, personally, I'm probably going to vote yes to all of this. I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to vote. I don't know. I might just pass that one. I'm probably going to vote yes to all of this, though. Obviously, the PvP section. I'll probably just vote yes to all the play-your-own house expansion crap. Because, why not? I mean, I'm not really going to look into it, but I believe it's all probably good. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And I will see you tomorrow with another video. I mean, I normally don't upload videos, you know, every day. It's normally every other day. But I just saw this, and I wanted to make a video on it. So, yeah.
Okay. We're going to do the rest of this video